Hey guys, Personaldfence, and today I have one of the coolest pistol caliber carbines that we'll probably ever have our hands on. Sadly enough, probably that I'll ever have my hands on. This is the Kriss Vector CRB, the carbine model, chambered in 45 ACP. And it runs off of Glock 21 magazines or Glock 21 variant magazines. You can see here I have a Glock 21 magazine that holds 13 rounds. Not that impressive. 13 rounds isn't. What's in the gun here is also a Glock 21 13 round magazine, but it has the Kriss extension, and you can see there it says Kriss Super V at the bottom. This extension allows you to load up 25 rounds, I believe. So it's kind of cool. You can see it sticks out the bottom that much, 25 rounds. Or you can just use the regular Glock 13 or Glock 21 magazines and have 13 rounds, and it's a flush-fitting magazine. Let's do a safety check here. This is the charging handle. And this is the bolt catch or bolt release, so I'm just going to pull the charging handle back. The charging handle is actually very stiff on this to pull back. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's nothing in there, and there's no magazine in it. I mean, if you're not that familiar with this system, it's going to be hard for you to agree with me that it is safe right now. So I apologize for the shaky camera, but I'm just going to hold it and kind of move forward, just kind of showing off stuff. There's a stock. It is a folding stock, as you can see, and it's got a raised cheek weld. Pistol grip. There's the trigger. It has an ambidextrous safety, which I'll go over when I do kind of a close-up. This is the rear flip-up Kriss sight. This is actually fitted with an EOTech. Here you can see it says 45 ACP, the V stands for Vector. The bolt actually, this is the ejection port here, and the bolt actually comes down into here. This is the mag well here. This is originally intended for you to grip when you hold it. My friend who owns this, he put this Magpul forward grip on there. It has a Picatinny rail right there on the bottom, and the whole top section is railed. And from what I understand, you can buy the rails and screw them on to the sides on each side, and you can mount whatever, a light, whatever you want. It has a shrouded barrel. It looks like a silencer. It looks kind of cool. It'd be cool if it was a silencer, but I think they do that to get the overall length in there. I'll show you how this stock folds. It's got a big button on this other side. Here's the other side. We could just quickly look over. It's pretty much the same side, because, or the same as the other side, because it has ambidextrous controls. This right here is the bolt catch and the bolt release. You can see it's locked open right now. If I push this forward, the bolt would go forward. This is the charging handle here. You pull it back to charge it just like that, and then it folds up out of the way. So it's got a very slim profile with the charging handle and everything. This is the magazine release right here, and that's where your hand would, you're left-handed, or if you're right-handed, your left hand would be here. So all the controls, the bolt release, the bolt lock are here, and the magazine release are here for your left hand. So this is what the other side looks like. To fold this stock, you push this button here. I don't know if I can do it one-handed. I'm going to try. I'm sorry for the shaky camera. Push that button, and then the stock folds. And there's a latch. This piece right there is a latch, and so it just kind of goes up and hooks onto that latch. And that's what it looks like with the stock folded. It makes it kind of a nice little compact package that's very easy to fire from the shoulder or from the hip with that folded. These sights say Kriss on them, the flip-up sights, but they're actually Troy flip-up sights. See, they both the front and the rear say Kriss. But as you can see, if you're familiar with the Troy flip-up sights, they're Troy sights, and the great thing about them is they co-witness with the EOTech perfectly. Let me just turn on the EOTech here. So you can see if we line up our sight picture, they co-witness perfectly with the EOTech. So that's the cool thing about these sights. There's kind of what it looks like with the sights flipped up. So I'll give you some specifications on this. It is a closed bolt. Obviously it's a semi-automatic closed bolt, delayed blowback, and the action is, as I mentioned, the Kriss Super V system is what they're calling it. It's a patented action, and like most blowback carbines, it gets really dirty. It gets everything dirty. It's chambered in 45 ACP, and they recommend 230 grain for this particular rifle. And here's what this is: just a Federal 230 grain 45 cartridge here. So the standard 13 round Glock 21 magazine is what I said. You can also get a optional 30 round Kriss magazine extension. So maybe this is a 30 round. From what I understood, it was 25 round, but maybe you can get 30 in there. I'm not real sure. I'm sorry. The overall length of this with the stock open or unfolded is 34.8 inches. The length folded is 26.5 inches, so it's just barely within that legal range. The height is only 6.8 inches without a magazine. The weight is 5.8 pounds. It's pretty light. It's not very heavy at all. It's got a 15.9 inch barrel with a 16-to-1 twist. It has ambidextrous safety. On their website, they say the maximum effective range is 150 meters. I don't know about that. It's made from chrome moly steel alloys that are heat hardened, manganese phosphate treated with aerospace hard anodized aluminum alloys. Basically, it's the future of pistol caliber carbines. From what I understand, the full auto version of this can fire at a rate of 1,200 rounds per minute, which earned it the name of the modern day Tommy gun. That's really, really fast. Okay, so I'll show you the trigger here is like a skeletonized trigger. The trigger pull on it is actually got quite a bit of creep. It's not that bad. This is the safety lever. You can see it's on safe here, and then you flip it. When you see red, that means it's ready to fire. It's also ambidextrous safety, which is kind of a cool thing for it. It also has a compartment underneath the grip right here. You can pull that open and you can put whatever you want, batteries for your accessories, whatever. It does feel a little cramped up if you don't have a forward grip when you're holding this shouldered. It's a little cramped up, so it really does help to have a forward grip. Just like the M16, the Kriss Vector's barrel is in line with the shooter's shoulder, and the revolutionary bolt action, the Kriss action, both help felt recoil and muzzle climb. So usually when your bolt goes back and then forward, as it does in traditional rifles, you fire around, the bolt goes back, ejects the spent casing, goes forward, and chambers a new one. So by the bolt doing that, it causes the rifle to kind of jump up. Every time it goes back, it'll jump up. Well, this, since the bolt goes down and then back up, instead of causing the rifle to jump up, it makes the recoil go straight back, which aids in follow-up shots and making your follow-up shots extremely accurate. Takedown of this is extremely easy and it requires no tools. There's one pin holding the stock on here. You just push that up and pull it out. Push the button as if you were folding it, and the stock then comes out. There's also 4 pins here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You just push those out. You can use your finger and pull them out. I didn't mention that you need to have the bolt closed when you pull these pins out, or else it's going to come flying out the bottom here. So I pulled the 4 pins from those slots. You can see here we pull out. It just basically comes apart. This is what the inside of the top part looks like. That's where the trigger is right there. This is what you would call the hammer or the striker, whatever you want to call it. And this bottom part here is where the bolt is. This is the bolt. So there's the bolt locked up. When you fire around, it goes back like that, then picks up a new one and chambers it. But what it's actually doing is, see the spring here. You can watch the bolt goes down and then back up. Okay, I got a little bit better view for you here. We can watch it. I'll just let you watch it. So that's how the action works. And instead of coming out the bottom like I'm doing here, it compresses the spring, but this just shows you how this works. So all you do is just pull it straight out like that. You got the empty body. This is the actual bolt right here. And I guess you would call this the bolt carrier group. Right there's the, I guess you would call that the buffer, the green thing. One drawback about this thing is it gets extremely, extremely dirty. I can show you how to pull the bolt from the, I guess we would call this the buffer. Here it is right here. This is the bolt. What you do is you put it in sideways like this and then turn it, and then it's locked into those channels. And that's what allows it, when it goes down, to move as much as it does. We can see in here, you can see the barrel down in there. That's the chamber, and these are the channels that the bolt and bolt carrier run in. Extremely easy to field strip, take apart, and clean. It just gets very, very dirty. So the Kriss Vector is a revolutionary pistol caliber carbine that looks badass. I mean, it looks like it's something out of the future. The futuristic looks aside, it's extremely functional, every part of it. The felt recoil and the muzzle flip are non-existent. The sights co-witness with the EOTech perfectly. It's chambered in 45 ACP, so it's got some power. The effective range that they claim is pretty far. It's a pretty good effective range for a pistol caliber carbine. You know, farther than any 9mm like a Beretta CX4 or anything. Also, this is a nice little small compact package. It's built very well. It's very easy to field strip. It's very easy to do maintenance and cleaning on. The only other downside to it is the price. This is the CBR version, which is the CBR stands for the carbine version. They also make an SBR, the short barrel version. The SDP, which is the special duty pistol or security detail pistol. And the SMG is the select fire machine gun version. So there's 4 versions of this. They all basically look exactly like this, and they all have the same, you know, basic outside dimensions aside from barrel length and stock and everything. They do make some state compliant versions with a fixed stock, a stock that won't fold, and just some other stuff like that. So aside from being, you know, having a revolutionary action that is extremely functional, this package looks awesome, and this is just one of the coolest guns I've ever fired, had in my hands, and had the opportunity to do a video on. So This is the Kriss Vector. This is the CRB. Amazing, amazing pistol caliber carbine. I hope that you guys get the opportunity to shoot one, because it's just awesome. Thanks for watching.